Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to discuss blending of humor and pathos in Charles Lamb essay Dream Children Are Weary. As we have already discussed about writing style of Charles Lamb in a separate video as well, right? So this is one of his style, the blending or the mixing humor and pathos. So he mix these things, both humor and pathos, though these are two opposite things, humor something comedic like, and pathos something disappointing, right? A sorrowful gleaming, you can say, associate these words with pathos, right? So Charles Lamb, he just mix up or blend these two emotions or feelings, so that the intense feeling could be received or digest easily. So we will see the blending of humor and pathos in his essay Dream Children. So we'll begin this topic, right? So as I have already discussed, complete analysis and line by line explanation of Dream Children, right? And so we'll discuss humor and pathos in that essay. Charles Lamb, as you see that his life is full of disappointment, losses, suffering, pain, right? As I have already mentioned about his biography, that his family life is full of losses, suffering, pain, right? His mad sister who killed his mother, and then apart from that, his physical disability, like he was lame-footed and he didn't got married, and disappointment in love as well, Charles Lamb personal life. So this is also reflected in his essay as well. As we discussed that Charles Lamb is narrative, his style is narrative and subjective. He discussed the stories relating to himself and his relatives. So how he expressed that humor and pathos. Lamb could not prevent his mind from passing at times to sadder aspects of his life, right? And the belief that he laughed to escape that grief or sorrow or pain. um, what he did, he just mix up it with humor, right? So his belief that he laughed to save himself from weeping, right, from crying. So laughter is followed by tears of sympathy, right? This laughter, this humor is followed by tears of sympathy or pathos, right? And Len's personal life was full of disappointment and frustration, as I have already told you, right? And tragic life, tragedies of life, the miseries, worries, and he'll look at those tragedies and miseries as a humorist to reduce the effect of that, right? So that the worries cannot overwhelm him. As we saw the discussed technique in poetry, escapism, right? That the writer seeks refuge in imagination to escape the realities of life or tragedies or the miseries, worries, problems and challenges of life. They just escape for a time being in their imagination. So you can also relate it with that, right? He seek escapism through humor, right? So Dream Children, it's a testimony of blending of humor and pathos, right? We will discuss some lines from the essay as well, right? The whole essay permeates with a note of heart sob and viewless wings of poesy. This line is taken, as I have already told you, escapism. So escapism, this is taken from the Ode to Nightingale by John Keats, right? Wingless wings of poesy. So he want to escape, John Keats want to escape through wingless, through his imagination, through poetry in Ode to Nightingale. So it is related, relate, you can relate the idea, right? with different perspectives by relating things as well. And so as we saw, humor and pathos, as I already have discussed in the essay as well, right? So the pathos means, the pathos, while he describing the death of their uh, grandmother and uncle to his son, right? This is pathos, right? Something tragic. And whereas he combined it with humor, right? And the children, they just fed up with these stories, and they just cried, not for the death of their uncle, but they have cried because they get bored by this story. So this is, uh, you can say these lines are the examples of blending of humor and pathos. And further, Charles Lamb's sweetheart Alice Winterton, right, is other shadow reality. As I told you that he has disappointed or unrequited love, whose name is Alice Winterton, right? And then the dream children, and he imagined Alice, his son and daughter Alice and John, right? And his nostalgic memory, and so the nostalgic hard realities of life does not miss our eyes. Death, separation, suffering injects us deep rooted pathos in our heart. And apart from that, in his actual life, he was courted and Simons, right, who was his unrequited love, right, but do not marry her. So we'll discuss. Thus he strike a very pathetic notes towards the end of the essay when he puts the following words in front of his imaginary son or offsprings, where he said, these are the ending lines of the essay, right? We are not of the Alice nor of thee, nor are we child at all. We are nothing, less than nothing, dreams. We are only what might have been. So this line is full of pathos, right? Disappointing thing. And lamp humor and pathos take different shapes in different essays. Sometimes it is due to his unfulfilled desires, or sometimes it is due to ill fortunes of his relatives and friends, and sometimes due to frustration or disappointed in love. But the most exuberant source of humor is his fictitious creation of children, right? As we saw, his imaginary or fanciful children in dream children. So this is about blending of humor and pathos, and you can look at this humor and pathos from this different point of view, right? And you can quote other things from other lines or incident from the essay, right? So this is all. Hope you understand. Thank you for watching.